Hello everybody, it's CraftyRia. Welcome to Monday Night Live. Today is Monday, May 16th, and welcome in. I'm just trying to, of course, pull this up on my phone. Hang on a second. There we go. All right. This way I have my phone like right there with the chat on it so I can see what's going on. And let me get myself all together here. I was sitting here at my craft desk table going through some stuff and I lost track of time. I looked up and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's 7 o'clock. I have to hurry up. So that's not too bad. I'm only 5 minutes late. Welcome in, everybody. I'm so glad you are all here. It looks like we have Agnes here and Angela and Destalou and Susan, Christine, my wonderful moderator. Thank you. Angela, I think I mentioned Angela twice, but she has enough presence for 2 people. Barb and Connie and Carla, Sharon, Maria, that's me. Christine, welcome on in, everybody. I appreciate all of you. I think I said Christine twice, but she's one of my moderators. I can call her out as many times as I want. And I hope we have some hidden watchers. That would be awesome. You are welcome to lurk, but you are also welcome to participate in the chat. Everybody here is awesome and nice. And, oh, look, I forgot to put my rings on. Don't tell anybody. Let's see. When I looked right before coming here, I was 10 away from 3,000 subscribers. So if you're watching and you have not clicked the subscribe button right down there, that red rectangle, please click it and we can get to 3,000. And if we do, somebody needs to shout it out because that would be pretty awesome. I don't know if there's a way for me to pull it up. Let me pull up and see where we are right now. Yeah, we're 10 away. So that would be it. I had a countdown in my Facebook group. I think I started it yesterday. And when we were 15 away, I put up a graphic that had 15 and I asked everybody, what do you think this number means? And it was how many away I am from 3,000. So exciting. All right. I hope everybody is having a wonderful day. I hope you are having good weather. I know some of you live where tornadoes can brew, so I hope nobody has really bad weather. Let me get a sip of my drink. I'm drinking grape Kool-Aid today. It's not really the Kool-Aid brand. It is Walmart's brand, but Kool-Aid grape is the best. Nothing compares to Kool-Aid grape. All right. Yeah, I don't know that it shows you guys the exact number. I pull up my dashboard. It's 2,990. I never thought I would be here. I mean, I thought, you know, I was happy to get to 100 subscribers. I thought that was like a big deal because I remember video after video, I'm at like 15 subscribers and 30. And I mean, I thought it took forever to get 100. And then I really wanted to get to 1,000. That was my biggest milestone. And it took forever. And I know Wendy went over to Tracy and Bill's channel, Mindless Crafting, on one of the lives, and she said that I was only a few away from 1,000, and they all went over and subscribed. And I remember just running across the house cheering. I was so excited. And then to get to 2,000, I thought that was the greatest thing ever. And now I'm so close to 3. These milestones are awesome, but I never thought I would be this far. I never thought, oh, there's going to be 3,000 people clicking the button. Well, sure enough, we're here, and you guys are awesome, and I appreciate each one of you for sure. So if it clicks over to 3,000 during the live, you guys will have to say something, but I don't know if we need 10 more. Let's see what we're at now. Let's see if anybody clicked the button. Nope, still 10 away. All right, I'm not going to stress over it. I do have some happy mail. I went to the post office yesterday and I picked up some mail. I have 3 envelopes. This first one is from Jennifer. Isn't that a pretty envelope? It's so neat. And she's got the raccoon on the back. All 3 of these are wishes from the Hangout. It's a Facebook group I belong to that we do a lot of swapping. A lot of the ladies from that other group I was in, Creativity Swaps, Happy Mail, and Friendship, have moved over to the Hangout because the other group is not very active right now. And so nice, so much fun. Everybody there is awesome. And we do Wish Upon a Saturday, the first Saturday of the month. And you have to grant, if you put your wish list up of 10 wishes, and you could put your Amazon wish list there too. 10 wishes, and you have to grant back as many that grants you up to 3. So if one person grants you, you have to grant 1. 2 people, you grant 2. 3 people, you grant 3. If 10 people grant you, you still grant 3, maximum of 3. So it's not overwhelming for anybody. And I always grant at least 3 wishes, and I usually get at least 3 granted to me. So that works out well. Oh yes, Agnes, follow the directions from your dentist. No bubbles. I like lemonade too, but lemonade for me is a diuretic. Anytime I drink lemon, so I can't drink it right before alive. Otherwise, I'll be like, excuse me, I have to go to the bathroom. So anyway, this is from Jennifer Domer, and I almost always wish for bling or something shiny. And she sent, this is from Prima. Prima is a company that makes a lot of flowers and different things, but that's what the back says. I have not seen these before. They are so pretty, and they're faceted, so they sparkle. And this row here is like metallic almost, or holographic. Very pretty. I love these. And the envelope's really cool as well. All right, so we have that. And the next thing we have is from Dawn, and she decorated the envelope really pretty as well. And it says here, your wish has been granted. And there's a bow sticker on the back. And this is wishes and a prize, because I participated in one of the games that they play. And there's some of these. It says your wish has been granted, and I'm not sure if I think it's just paper. I don't know if it's a sticker or paper, but that would be neat to add to wishes when I send them out. And I think there's more of those. They may have fallen out. There's a bunch of these really neat vintage looking cut aparts, and they're plain on the back. The roses are really pretty, and that lady is pretty. And the strawberries, and then there's this neat, I also wish for one of my wishes was unique paper or really cool paper. And then there's this, it looks like leather, and then there's this very textured piece. It might be hard to see. It reminds me of the stucco walls on houses in Florida. And this gold. And there's 2 pieces of vellum. That one and this one. And these 2 pieces of mulberry paper. That would be unique for Christmas cards. I don't really know what to do with those. I have to wrangle my cord here. Hang on a second. There we go. And this little envelope full of goodies. We have some cute little bugs and flowers. These would go good with my Echo Park spring papers. They remind me of Echo Park. I'll put them in my spring drawer. Now that looks more like summer, the sunflower. And these remind me of the sunflowers that are on my channel members. You guys, if you're a channel member, you start with a sunflower seed and it grows up to a sunflower. And this here is like a packet of seeds. Very cute. I don't think I'll stick them all back in the envelope right now. I will set that aside. And there are more of these. All right, and then we have one more envelope. All right, let me say hello. Hello, Lil. Welcome in. For all the way from Nevada. That is awesome. I love going to Las Vegas out there. Angela, that is common for that sweetener to give you headaches. The Equal or NutraSweet, one of them is common to give headaches. All right, and this, look at this paper. I love the envelope this is in. This is all the way from Nevada. This is from Remy. And absolutely love that little poly mailer. I don't have any smiley face poly mailers. And these are wishes. And look at her writing. I love her writing. And she sent this bling. And also these 2 packages of bling. And these are from the Dollar Tree. I've not seen these at the Dollar Tree. I'm going to have to go look. And this one is multicolored. I love that. See, it might show up better on white background. There. They're fun. Aren't they awesome? I love those. I'm going to have to check it out and see if my Dollar Tree has those. If they do, I'm going to buy them out because they are awesome. All right, and that is it for the mail that I have received. And I have pulled aside some cards to work on possibly. All right, well, welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. I don't see, oh, I see Marcia. Welcome in, Marcia. Thank you for being a channel member as well. I put some of these aside. Whoops. Some I had out for last week. Some were in recent Happy Mail, and some were just on my desk. Oh, I have an idea for this one already. And we have that. And then these I had out for last week, and I never did get to them. So maybe we'll do some, I think I'll do something with that. And also some of the stuff that Dawn sent, I think I could make something with that. So let's start with this since I already have that idea in my head. Oh, you can't sleep, Marcia. That's funny. Well, I guess that's not funny if you can't sleep. It is no fun not being able to sleep. What if I used... Oh, yeah. This is a background. I'm going to play around with this. Let's see. I have a regular A2 size card base, which is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I have a bunch cut up and ready to go. That way, when I want to make a card, they're ready. I do a whole bunch at once. I grab a stack of cardstock and go to town. I'm going to trim this bag up here. And with my paper trimmer. I'm going to try to. There we go. Sometimes, since it's really bendable, it doesn't quite go in. I'm going to cut this to 5 3/8 because that's very close to 5 1/2, and it will give me a little bit of a white border. And then I'm going to trim a little bit off the side here. And I will trim this to 4 1/8. Try to make sure it's pretty straight, pretty close to straight. There we go. So there, I have that background piece of paper. This is funny. I don't think I've ever used a poly mailer on a card before. Oh, I didn't know they have a 12 by 12. This is the We Are Memory Keeper. I have a 12 by 12 tonic paper trimmer, but it's too big to fit in frame. So I use this little, I bought this little guy specifically for videos. I'm just moving some of my stuff around. There we go. And then, let's see, I have my card base. And that will go down on my card base. And then I'll have this, but it is not big enough to show off the outside. So I'm going to cut off one row of the smiley faces. I'm going to try my best to line it up. There we go. I'm going to cut off that one row. And I think I'm going to, I don't want to cut off a whole row on the side. So I'm going to just come in here a little bit. And I'll trim off a little bit of that side as well. There we go. So we have the smiley faces and the card. Let me trim off that bottom black border since I don't have a black border on any other side. Now I have to decide if I want to make it even smaller. I wonder if I want to put it diagonally so you can tell that it is smiley faces. Let me adhere this piece down so I have a flat surface to work with. And since this is kind of flimsy, I'm going to put my adhesive right on the card itself. And go kind of close to the edge, but not completely. And I'm going to try to carefully place this down. It's hard when you have something that is kind of flimsy. And it's down a little bit too much down at the bottom. I don't know if I can take it off. Yeah, I can take it off. Oh, good. I can take it off and do it over. There we go. Let's try this one more time. Of course, I have it now all messed up. That's what happens on a live show. Let's see if I can get it. Nope. Now, if this was not a live show, I would have turned the camera off or edited this part out. All right, well, it's not going to be perfect, but it's going to do. This is a lot harder than you would think. Oh my gosh. Oh, you guys. You would think CraftyRia could put down a piece of paper on top of a piece of paper. Let's see if I can get it even with this side. There we go. All right, it is going to stay like this as best as it can, and I have an idea. Don't try this at home. Never use a poly mailer. Okay. The wrinkles on the inside are going to get covered up, and I lined it up as best I could with this side, and I'm going to do what any good crafter would do. I'm going to trim the other 3 sides to take the white off because, well, you know, a crafter's got to do what a crafter's got to do. I don't have enough of the poly mailer left over to cut another background, so hindsight would be that I would cut the poly mailer bigger than the card base, stick it down and trim around and not worry about a white edge. Or do what Susan said, stick it to a piece of paper and then stick it on the card. But I didn't do it that way. But that's okay. There we have that. Sort of. I'm afraid to lift this up. No, I'm not going to lift it up. All right. So there we have that. It's a little wrinkly on the inside, but this is going to cover up most of it anyway. And I'm wondering, though, if I should do it sideways. Yeah, I think I will, because then more of the smiley faces will peek through, and it'll look just a little more whimsical. Yeah, I think so too, Destaloo. I think it stretched itself out a little bit. I'm going to get this, and I'm just going to burnish this down and see if I can get it a little straighter. And I may have ruined it a little bit there and there. Don't do this at home, guys. But if I put it sideways like that, I think it covers up both parts that I ruined. So we're just going to go with that. The only people will know I ruined it are us. Nobody else will know. Less than 3,000 people will know. All right, I'm going to just put this on the back of this. This adhesive is like majorly strong adhesive. It's the Scotch brand, and it is like the most powerful adhesive ever. Yes, Crichton said hi. Crichton, if you don't know, is my African gray parrot, and he frequently vocalizes and lets us know what he's thinking. I thought I would use, what about some of these big ones in these holes and just randomly throughout. I think that would be fun. Like, I have this red one, pink one. Let's put this one here, like there, where it is empty. And then I don't know what to do for this. Maybe one in the middle. Boy, these really are sticky. Oh, I see. This one here came off, but the sticky stayed on. Today is not my day. Is it Friday the 13th all over again? I'll put that one kind of in the middle. And then I'll put a couple up there. Some of them don't want to come off very good, which is fine. I have glue dots I can use on them. Or this, here it is. I got this one off. I'm gonna stick it down right there and put this one right there. What other colors do I have? This green. There. And I think I'll just for fun put one down here, just to bring some down towards the bottom, because then you can't really tell that it's really covering up a face. But then we've got some random bling on there, so I think that is pretty cool. I like it. After all that trouble, I really wanted to use these so bad. And this card base happened to be on my desk, so that worked out pretty cool. Love it. Okay, so that is kind of crazy, but done. Okay, and let's see. Dawn sent me a lot of really nice things in here, and I thought maybe I could use some of them. We have some of these papers and this vellum. Let's see what goes with what. Oh, that looks really good on there. Let's put that aside. Oh, I see something already. This. Oh, that's perfect on there. Okay, that'll go good together. I love this rose. How would this rose look on that rose paper? Oh, okay. All right. So we have 3. Let's go with the 3. Let me check and see if we have any more subscribers. Nope, not yet. That's okay. I just wanted to give a shout out if we had any. I really like the strawberries, but probably not with what we have today. Let's do this lady. She's really pretty. I have a pink card base. This is 5x7. This is from Darris. I got it on clearance when a store was going out of business. Oh, I like that a lot. That looks good on there. All right, let's cut this down. Yes, the leather pebbled, I don't know what you call that. I gotta mark this because my paper trimmer does not go to 7 inches. So I want to mark where I want to put it. Right in the center of that green one. And I'll make this by 4 5/8 to go on the 5-inch side. Then I have these pieces left over that could be used in another project as a trim or something. The lady does, you're right, the lady does look really nice. I'm not going to cut the edge. I like the black edge around her. Let me see if I have a ribbon or something to put across the bottom. I should have picked something out ahead of time. I do have this trim. This is real vintage lace. Maybe that would be good. I also have this other ribbon up here. Let me grab it down. Okay. That ribbon. No, I like the other vintage. I like this. I should have known I would just like the vintage. That is really pretty. Okay, we'll go with that one. I'm dropping everything. Let me trim this between those two. Dark blue glitter. I have dark blue glitter ribbon. Yeah, because that might match. You mean to match her dress. I also have tape. I have washi tape handy. That's not quite the right blue. That's pretty much the right blue. Let me see if I have my ribbon. That might be better. This is the only ribbon I have. The other blue would not match. That's too bright. This one might work. What do you guys think? I think I like the vintage lace because it is keeping in style with the vintage print rather than the blue. And the blue does not, it looks like it matches on camera, but in person it does not quite match. I think I'll stick with the flower lace because of the vintage appeal. I'm looking for something specific here. I have this old, it's like an emery board. It's rough. I'm going to gently roughen the edges here just to make it look older. And I'm just rubbing it across the edge. It just roughens up, you can see, roughens up the edges, makes it look a little more vintage. Just a little bit, scratch that up a little bit. That's the thing with things that are not vintage but are pretending to be vintage. They don't always look vintage unless you do something to them. Okay, so we have that, and it kind of does make it pop a little bit more. Okay, so what I want to do is I'm going to attach everything to this before I attach it to the card. I have black dust on my fingers. You can see my fingerprints. I'm wiping them off on my clothes. Don't tell anybody. It's from rubbing that black off. So I'm going to put that on there. Then the lace, I'm going to use these balloon dots. I got these from Amazon. They are on my Amazon storefront. I don't think it matters which is the front and which is the back. And I'm going to put one behind each of these flowers so they stick to the card really well. And they probably won't show. All right. I love these balloon dots. They work really well on paper crafts. And they are a fraction of the cost of the expensive glue dots that you get for crafting. The only thing I do not like about them is that they, as you can see, they're very sticky. I'm going to throw that one away since it is a mess. Now, the only thing I don't like about them is they are on the paper the wrong way. They come off on the side you peel away. They don't stick to the wound side like glue dots do, so it makes it a little harder to put on your project. But if you've ever purchased the real glue dots, you know what I'm talking about the price. Especially if you use a lot of them. And I use these like crazy. And I don't remember the price and how much you get, but it was like very inexpensive compared to the brand name glue dots that you get for crafting. Now, I don't know if they're acid-free or scrapbook safe. That I don't know. I'm pretty sure the real ones claim to be, so. But I don't know that anybody's going to keep these cards for 100 years. So I don't know. Most people throw the cards away after they get them. All right, so here we have that, and now I'm going to adhere it down to the card. What I'm going to do is put my adhesive on the back of where I have something to hide the adhesive, because frequently you can see adhesive on through vellum, and I don't know if you can tell, but you can see just a faint line of where it is, like through from the other side. It's not as bad with this type of vellum since it is printed. But since I have a large surface area to put my adhesive on, that will hide it. Good enough. I'm turning my card this way only because on this side there's a sliver of white showing through. And this is stiffer, so it's much easier to place down than that last catastrophe. Craftastrophe. So there we have that. And I'm not sure what else I want to do to it. It is a little low on the card. I put the vellum down this way. So I'm going to just trim a little piece of that card off the top. There we go. That way it's a little more even. There. I'm cheating in many ways today. So I'm not sure if I want to put anything else on here. I wonder if I put one of the flowers up at the top. That might be good. Let me cut the flower. I have a glue dot stuck to my finger, sort of. I could put this right up there to take off some of that white space up there. That'll work. Let's do it. And I'll use one of these glue dots again. Put it right up there. Crichton's being quiet now. He has been a little more vocal, I think because it's springtime. I don't know that it makes a difference. Yep, there is a front and a back. Maybe. I don't know. There we go. And I'll leave the inside blank. I can write whatever message I want. If it's birthday or whatever, I can just put the message on the inside. Same with that smiley faced one. Either would make a nice birthday card. The smiley face would be good for congratulations. The lady would be good for Mother's Day, birthday, get well, whatever. Thanks a bunch you could put on the inside since she has bunches of flowers. All right, let's see. Let's do this bird. And it's cut with scissors. It's not a complete straight line, but I'm gonna leave it. This is so unlike me. I always trim things out and have them be perfect, but I kind of like the idea of it being cut like that. And I think I'm gonna take this thing and I'm gonna scratch up the edges. So I'm gonna really roughen the edges on this. I don't really want to scratch my table. I'm going to put it on the back of this here. There we go. And I'm going to roughen those edges up, make it look more vintage. And you could really like go to town on this and make it torn or however you want to make it. But I'm just gonna kind of scratch the edges a little bit. There we go. And you can't really tell on camera, but I think I'm gonna actually give it a little bit onto the edge of the colored part. Oh yeah, that kind of makes it blend in a little bit better. There. There we go. That gives it more of a vintage look. If you have a nail file, that works too. I have a bunch of nail files. I just happen to remember that I had this handy. And I don't know where I got this. This is TLC. It's some crafting company. I got it with an order or something. I must have had it for 15 years or so in my stash. So let me wipe that off, kind of clean off my hands. I should have had some baby wipes or something. I have tissues. Let me grab a tissue. And let me just wipe this off with the tissue. Get that dust. You can see all that dust on there off. Now that looks really vintage. Okay. Set that aside. Then we have this. Let me get a card base. Plain white card base. I'll have to trim this down a little bit. And this is 5.5. I'm going to cut it down to 5 and 5.25. There we go. I think that gives, it's thicker on the edges, which is okay. Actually, I might cut down the edges. Let's see. What if I put that sideways and that straight? No, this straight and this sideways. That might be good. I have this little piece. Nope, I'm not going to use that. What am I going to embellish with? I didn't think about embellishing this. Oh, I know, maybe. Let me get my mail. Hold on, I have stuff. Possibly. Oh, here it is. This is what I was looking for. I could put some of these on here. I think those colors kind of go good. This darker color. I think we'll go with that. I'm wondering if I want to cut off the white edge, and that way more of this paper shows. I'm going to do that. I'm going to go ahead and go against what I said I was going to do. I'm going to trim it to the photo. And I've distressed those edges, so it should be okay. It'll look vintage without the edge. I have my tongue sticking out if you can't tell. And that does leave a lot more of the pretty background showing. The little bit of trimmed off. Oh, on the inside of the card. Yeah. I could do that. All right, so we have this. I think I'll leave it straight on. What I might do, I'm going to trim my card down to 4 inches wide because I have a lot of envelopes that fit cards that are 4 inches wide, and it's a way for me to use those envelopes up. And since this is narrower, that fits, I think, a lot better on that card, that size card. And then what I might do is bring this down and put some bling up in that corner. So have it off center a little bit. And I'll put, yeah, I think that's what I'll do. I keep checking the chat to see if you guys have another idea, but I think I will do that. All right, let's go ahead and attach this. This is really pretty paper. And that way more of this really pretty background shows. And then it's kind of like nature-like, you know, like snake skin or something. So I think it kind of matches well with the birds. It matches with the colors of the birds. We'll put this down here. This is a little different than what I would normally do. I don't usually do things off center. I'll put this big one here. I have my tongue sticking out again. And I'll put 2 little ones here. Try to line them up pretty good. Did that one stick? Nope. Because the glue stayed behind. That's all right. I can make it work. Just don't want to lose this piece. It almost fell on the floor. Oh wait, these are not all the same size. That's the same size. There we go. And then I'm going to put 2 over here. If I realized they were slightly different sizes, I would have done something different. That's all right. This is another little one. There we go. So we have that in the corner. Put a bling in a nest. There isn't a nest. I think that's a water bowl. I don't think that's a nest. It might be a nest. I'm not sure. And this here little stripe could go on the inside over here. I have this really narrow tear tape that I could put on it. it's easier said than done. Boy, I'm really having a tough time with everything I touch today. There we go. So there we have that card. I think that's really cute. I have glue on my finger. All right. And let's see about this rose. I think these roses are beautiful. I love the rose, and I love this paper with the rose. So let me get a small card base. And that would go on there. I don't know if I want a lot of the background, although it does have words on it, and I don't think I'm going to distress this one. I think I'll leave it alone. I'm going to trim it a little bit on the left and the right. I think I'm just going to use scissors. I'm going to trim it just a little closer. This is so unlike me to use scissors on something. There. Okay. Just so it fits on the card. I thought about doing it landscape. I'm not sure. It looks like a picture on a wall, on somebody's wall. But what I thought about with this was possibly this ribbon, if I did it this way. This ribbon doesn't show up very good on the rose colored background, though. I also have this. So if I did it portrait, I could put ribbon or lace along the bottom. And of course I have just this perfect size piece here. Let me cut this paper to be the right size. It's already the right size, I think. Yep. And I'm not sure if it is cut evenly. I'm going to square it up just ever so slightly. Yeah, it looks like it was cut with scissors. So I'm going to square up the edges first by taking off just a little bit to make it square. Okay, so now the edges are squared up, and I'm gonna have to cut it to be 4 1/4, so a little less than 4 1/8. Okay. I'll keep one piece of that. This paper is beautiful. I hate to use it, but if I don't use it now, I'll put it in my stash and I will never ever use it. I wonder if I put something behind that. I don't know. That one is not going to show up. But I like that ribbon. I wonder if I have paper that would match. Let's see, I have red, pink, since it's the flowers are pink. Let me see if I have a piece of scrap pink paper that would match. Possibly not. This would, but it is large enough. No, I don't like the paper. I like it the way it is. All right, what do you guys think? I'm trying to think if I could put something behind it. That's my chair making that noise. I have this dark green ribbon. That's too dark, possibly. Yeah. Too dark. I have my ribbons here. Some ribbons. Maybe I should have planned some of these things out ahead of time. I have that twill, but I don't think that's going to work either. All right, let me see what I can do. I have, let's see, this dark piece of ribbon. That could kind of go behind that. I have this lighter piece, which might be better. It goes good with the flowers. What if maybe, I think that's better. What if I just put that and put one flower on it? No, that's not enough. I might do this. Put this with the flowers. That kind of stands out. Let's see what I could do landscape. If I did landscape, I would just do one flower. On there. This ribbon you sent me, I don't remember who sent me this. I'm ashamed to say I don't remember, but I like this color with it. This color is really good. I could put this here and then maybe one of these up in the corner there. This light pink behind the flowers, and then if I did it that way, I would do it like this. Landscape with one flower. Okay, I'll go landscape with one flower. It's so hard to decide. When I craft by myself, I go crazy trying to figure out what oh, this one here, Angela. Yes, you may have sent me that. It is very possible. I don't remember most of the time who sends me what. I'm really bad at remembering these types of things. But this gold floral paper is so gorgeous. I think I had paper like this. I might even have some in my stash somewhere. All right, let's put this down. Oh no, I should have done the ribbon first. Darn it. I would have tucked the ribbon behind the paper. But I think it cuts okay. Yeah, it's not fraying on the edge, so I will just trim it even. I will put some of this all the way to the edge, and then that'll also help keep it from fraying as well. I usually put my ribbon down and tuck it behind what I'm doing. Okay. That's funny. I don't remember who I send what to either. Oh, let's put this here for a second, so I can get an idea of where to put this. There. And I'll trim it even. I'll just go even with the edge of the card, because that is easier to do. Thanks, Barb. And you know what's really funny is the chat is delayed. I don't see your response until I'm 5 steps ahead anyway. This reminds me of like a wall in a parlor, with this would being like a picture hanging on the wall. This is like parlor wallpaper. I'm just eyeballing it. I don't ever really measure. And I'll put the one flower down here. I've gotten my mileage out of this lace for sure. See which one looks better as the front. I don't really see much of a difference. It could be just because I'm old. I'm laughing at you, Susan. I'm the same way. So many people say, oh, the card you sent me is beautiful. And I'm like, what one was it? Because I don't remember, especially at Christmas time when I send out, 100 of them. I don't remember who I send what to. Susan, that happens to me all the time. I do that all the time, Barb, especially on a live. Okay, so should I put a piece up here? No, I think it takes away. I'm just going to leave this as a simple, I'm going to call it simple beauty card, because to me it looks like a wall in a parlor, and this is it reminds me of a framed piece of art hanging on the wall, and I think I'm just going to leave it. Sometimes simple is best. I do that all the time. I do not remember who sends what or who I send what to, since I send so many. And I've been kind of slacking lately with sending cards out. All right, I think that's it from Dawn's package that I can throw together really quick. And let's see, I have excuse me, some stuff pulled out. Now, where did I put it? Here it is, from last week and such. I had an idea for this card, and also I think I want to do this one. So let's go with this one first, and I'll do it on a big 5x7 card base. I think I'll use the pink. I think it has pink in it, and the pink goes pretty good with the purple. And this I received in Happy Mail, but it has that torn edge, so I'm just going to trim that off a little bit. And I'm going to trim a little off this edge to make it even. A little more. All right, I'm going to take a smidge off the top and the bottom. Okay, I like that a lot. Okay. All right. So I thought it would be fun to cut around the butterflies and pop the wings up a little like they're flying. It's a lot of work, so I'm going to stick out my tongue and you guys talk amongst yourselves while I cut. I'm just using my Fisker's finger blade to cut around this edge. I'm going to take my time and do this. I kind of turn my paper as I go. Yeah. Yeah, I thought about silver or gold, not to mat the whole thing, but to put underneath the butterflies. I don't want to use a big piece to mat it because it'll make the 5x7 card super heavy for mailing. So what did you guys do this weekend? Did anybody have a really good, fun weekend? We didn't do a lot. We stayed home. I went to the post office, of course, and grocery shopping. Nothing too exciting. Sometimes I flip it over because it's easier to see the little corners that I missed. All right. And I'm not going to cut the center of his body. That's going to stay attached to the background. You went to Iowa for a graduation. Oh, that would be fun. And a wine festival in Mount Vernon. Very cool. Yeah, we didn't go anywhere. We like I said, we pretty much stayed home. Other than the grocery store and, for me, the post office. I tried on some shorts at Walmart and I was quite disappointed. So I am on a hunt for some decent shorts. And I'm not going to cut out his head either. I'm just cutting the wings. And yes, I've been experimenting, trying to do some different techniques. And this wing came out a little crooked, but that is okay. It is nature. And not every butterfly has perfect wings. There we go. And if it's not perfect, you can always go in with your scissors if you want, or even your blade, and cut a little piece more. There we go. Take off any of the rough edges. So there, I have that butterfly cut, and then I will do the other two. I have to adjust my chair and get a drink and cut away. Let's see. Again, I'm not cutting out his head or body. That's going to stay stuck down. And I will go through my scraps and see what I have for small pieces of glitter paper or foil paper to stick behind these guys, and see if I'll keep them all the same or different. And I'm only going to kind of go right up to his body there. I'm not going to cut his body. These are really pretty butterflies. All right, let's see if it pops out. Turn it over because you can see your lines really good on the back. And you can see what needs just a little loving on the corners. And then pop it through, and you can see how I have a little purple there. I could take my cutter bees, which are way over here, and give that a little bit of a trim, like I said, because we're going to have paper underneath, so it doesn't have to match up to the hole perfectly. There we go. So we have that butterfly flying a little bit. Oh, gemstones. Oh, yeah. That might work. I do have gold foil paper, and I have gold glitter paper that I think I'll put behind them. And this one's hard. It has a little intricate pattern there on that scalloped edge, but then this big edge should be pretty easy. Crichton, I don't know if you can hear him. He's clucking like a chicken. Do you hear him? I said his name, so now he thinks I'm talking to him. Crichton, are you crazy? Hello, Tracy. Oh, I don't know about chatting on the phone. I've never tried. Although on my phone, I think I'm actually in the YouTube app and it will let me chat, but it might be different for everybody. I'm not sure if I'm in the app or if I'm on the desktop mode. I think I'm in the app. And I think it'll let me chat from my phone. Well, this wasn't too bad. I'm almost done with cutting these out. This is great to do when you watch TV, if you can do that. Can you guys craft and watch TV at the same time? What do you watch or listen to when you're crafting? Apparently, I listen to Crichton. He's making all kinds of noises. I usually will put on music or watch a YouTube video. But I can't watch anything that I have to really pay attention to because I can't do two things at once. So I'll put on something that I don't have to look at. Okay, we're done with the cutting. Yay. All right, so we have 3 butterflies. And what I think I'm going to do first is take my bone folder and I'm just going to score, I'm going to try to, a little bit right around their bodies. Just make a little score line there. I don't know if you can see that, just so they fold up a little bit. Yeah, that makes the wings tend to come up a little bit nicer, a nice angle. Scoring your paper is always great before you fold it. That works great. All right, so let's see. Let's get this out of the way. Yes, definitely gold behind them. Here's my gold folder. That is really bright. Let's see, I have this gold foil, which I think that might be the best, rather than glitter, because I think that matches best. I'm going to go ahead with that. That is just a piece of gold foil paper. All right. So then I'm going to adhere this gold foil paper down to this, but I'm going to put adhesive very carefully on here, and I want to make sure I put adhesive where their bodies are. And I'm going to put adhesive all the way around the edges of the butterflies, but not where I cut, because I want this paper to really stick down around the butterflies. And be careful to go in between the butterflies. This is kind of hard to do with this big old glue gun. Crichton is going crazy. I don't know if you guys can hear him. He's whistling. I'm going to do something a little easier. I'm going to use some score tape, and I'm going to put the score tape where the bodies are. Yeah, he's crazy with his whistling, that bird. And I'm going to look and see where I'm missing some tape. I'm missing some here. And a little piece here. Okay. That big tape gun is hard to maneuver in these small areas. It's like a semi truck going in through a intricate neighborhood or something. Crichton is crazy. I have my door closed, so there is a door separating us. I'm reading some of these comments here. Oh, that's really nice. I love old hymns. Let's see if I can get any of this around there. I think we're good with adhesive. You could also use wet glue if you want. That would probably have been a lot faster. And then I'm going to just take this and put it down to try to cover underneath the butterflies. Of course, it doesn't have to be straight at all. And then we have the butterflies popped up, possibly. There we go. And then you have that little bit of gold behind them. Now, before I do much else, I'm going to go ahead and stick this down onto the background. Now, if you wanted to do something like this, you can certainly have your background piece large enough to make a border around the edge. All right. And let me see if I can get these to pop back up. They like to stick back where they belong. All right, I'm going to fold them up pretty high. I know it's crazy. And then I'm going to stick some, a little bit of foam adhesive close to the inside. I have round dots. I just have to find where I put them. They're way over here. Okay, I have these little guys. And I'm gonna stick it down there, and I think I'll put one, I don't know, do I want to put it on? I don't think I'm gonna put it on the wing because it'll go flat in the envelope, but then when they take it out, it'll pop out more. I think that will work fine. And I'm putting it like as close to the inside as I can there. That way it'll give it the most height. Is the message, that station, is it on Sirius XM? I don't listen to regular radio either. We just listen to Sirius. I listen to mostly to pop rocks. That's my favorite station. I also like 70s, 80s, and 90s. And I also like Lithium. And some other, you know, stations. I like the holiday stations. At Christmas time, Holly and those other ones. I sound like a Sirius XM commercial. We listen to a lot of alternative rock or grunge. I like oldies. I like the 70s music, funk, stuff like that. Disco. I hated disco when it was out. It was not cool to listen to disco, but I like it now, like the Bee Gees. I loved Andy Gibb. Okay, when I was a kid, a young girl, I loved Andy Gibb, and I thought I would marry Andy Gibb. Do you guys know who I'm talking about? And I absolutely loved Andy Gibb. Okay, so we have that. I like that. Look how neat that looks. And it'll go down flat for the envelope, but then when the recipient gets the card, they'll pop back up again. And I would probably send it to a crafter that would know to pop them back up. And then you get a lot of dimension. Let me get rid of these dots. I like the 60s station too every so often. I used to listen to country in the 90s, so I don't mind some of the older country, but I don't usually listen to country very much. So let's see, do I want to put some bling on their bodies? Maybe purple bling. Let me see. Oh, my bling box is all covered up. I was moving things around. I have to unbury my bling box. Okay, I have my purple bling. Let's see. I could do purple, purple, and pink maybe. I have lavender. The lavender might be good. I could do dark purple. I don't know that I like that dark purple. I think the lavender would be good. I have to move my cords around. Oh yeah, I like the lavender. How many pieces am I going to need for this guy? 4 pieces. So this one minus 1. All right. All right, there is a lavender bling on his body. And let me get my pink bling and see, since the card base is pink, let's see if I want to put pink on the middle one. I have this light pink. I think that would work. I also have the dark pink. No, I don't like the dark. I'll use this light pink. Not the pearls, but this. How many pieces do I need for his body? All the way down to there. I can't count them. There are too many to count. Oh, Neil Diamond. What a beautiful voice he has. I got one too many pieces of bling. There we go. I appreciate Neil Diamond now. I didn't really always like him. I was in my early 20s, I worked at a place and I was invited to a Neil Diamond concert. Now, I said I would go. It ended up getting canceled, so I didn't have to go. But I really, honestly didn't want to go. Now I would love to go. My bucket list concert would be Elton John, but dang, he's expensive. All right, so I have purple, pink, and purple bling on the bodies. And I think I'm going to leave it. I don't want to add anything because I don't want to take away from the butterflies. And boy, that made a flat butterfly card into something absolutely beautiful. It is pretty heavy. That piece of foil I put back there was a heavy piece of foil. All right. This is purple. Go back in the purple box. And this is pink. Go in the pink box. So there we have that. I think that came out really cool. Better than I expected it to. That might be my favorite. Then I have this little guy, and this will probably be our last one tonight since it's getting late. And I think he's so cute. The only thing is this is ripped. So I'm going to have to get rid of that ripped edge. All right. And that is going to have to come right down. Okay. I'm going to have to cut this just below the pocket. I don't really want to cut it too much lower. Okay, there we go. And I'm going to have to cut this piece right off. I'm going to let's cut that. I think I'm going to carefully, I don't know if I can do it in here. Let's see. I want to cut from this corner on an angle. Yep, I'm going to carefully cut with this. carefully, carefully take that off. There. I wanted it to be at a little bit of an angle. And then I'm going to do the same with this. I'm just going to eyeball this to make it match the other side. That is probably pretty close. Actually, it's not that bad. I'm going to cut it at a little more of an angle. I'm trying to match them both up. There. That still looks pretty crooked. I could be here all night trying to get it straight. I think that is pretty close, and if I do it anymore, I'm not going to get it much straighter. Let me see. Let me try one more thing. Just a sliver there. There. Okay. I'll keep this piece for my scraps. Those pieces are too little. You're right, it's like cutting bangs, and before you know it, you look like a 7-year-old that cut your bangs. All right, so there, we have that the way it is. I'm gonna take my scissors and just round this corner here ever so slightly, just to take the sharp edge off. And then I'm also going to do the same on the bottom. I'm not going to get my corner rounder. I'm just using my scissors. Oh, I'm going against all of the CraftyRia stuff today. There we go. I'm normally one that everything has to be measured and perfect. I hardly ever cut with just scissors. All right. But you're right, it's like cutting bangs. So there we have that. He's so cute. And I am going to do pretty much the same thing with him. I want the dog to be like kind of jumping out of that pocket. So I'm going to cut around the dog with my blade. And I'm going to cut it right down to the pocket, and I'm just going to cut across here a little bit just to help it pop up a little bit. Well, what was your idea? I missed it. Christine, what was your idea? I totally missed your idea. Did you say to cut around the dog? I have my tongue sticking out just right. This is why I don't have a second camera with my face on it, because my tongue would be sticking out. Oh, she said to cut it at an angle. There we go. Yep, I did follow your advice. Although I didn't see it, I just read your mind. We are on the same wavelength. I'm going to flip it over and see where I have missed. I knew I missed part of his ear up here. His ear, her ear, I don't know. Okay. There, so the dog is peeking out. Oh, the tongue thing is terrible. I'm going to do the same thing with him a little bit. Just score this along the pocket a little bit. Right there. Just so he pops up a little bit better. So we have that. And I think I want to put it behind us, maybe I don't know what color background. It's not really straight either, but I'm not going to cut him anymore because it will be like cutting bangs, like you said. I have this blue. I kind of want something in the blue range, I think, to help hide those holes behind his head. I don't have that many other blues. I have a light blue thing, I think. Let me get... Aw, 17 years old. So old for a dog. I think this might be better because you can see it matches this background blue better. And I know it doesn't stand out as much though. That blue might be good. What about this blue? No. I have a little gnat flying around here. Go away, little gnat. It is springtime, I know. Springtime and the gnats are out. The dog, not your niece. Oh, this one might be better. That might be good. I like this one better. Crichton must like that one better too. Baker's twine from one of the purse handles. Oh yeah, I could have like a tassel running down. Also though, I think if it's against this blue, it's probably not as noticeable since it kind of, like it would be noticeable against the stark white, but maybe not so much against the blue. All right, let me go ahead and trim this down. I'm gonna trim this down to 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. And we'll have it down like that. All right. Yeah, it blends in pretty good against the blue. But yet you can still see it enough to tell that it's a purse on there. And if I keep trimming, I know I'm going to end up with a 7-year-old cutting their bangs. All right, and then, oh yeah, I don't think I need to tie anything on there. I think that would be good. I'm going to do the same with this. Have it go all around the edges. Have a piece go here. Whoops. Don't rip the card. My day has been crazy. I don't want to rip the card. Everything else has been going crazy. All right, and then this should stick down pretty good. All right. He's cute. And I will put some of those foam dots. Where did I put them? I found them up underneath him, and he's not going to stick up as much as the butterflies. So I'm going to put one kind of, it's like right there, kind of behind his head, not so much too close to his body. And then I'll put one like under each ear. Jonah would be happy. I don't know what kind of dog this is, like a little Chihuahua maybe. Maybe a Chihuahua. His ears don't quite look Chihuahua-ish. There, and he is sticking up. And I think I'll put little pieces of bling on those two ends there. Let me get my gold bling. I don't know where my gold bling is. Where is my, if you were my gold bling, where would you be? The box is not where it belongs. Uh-oh. I didn't put it away. All right, how about clear bling, silver bling? I don't know where my gold bling box is. Now that's going to drive me crazy. I usually put them all away. We'll use silver. Silver is just as nice. Oh, this piece. Yeah, you're right. Of course, it's stuck down now. I think you are right, Christine. That would work. It's too late now. This purse will forever be crooked. I was trimming down the wrong side. Oh, that bling is not sticky. My other piece of bling. There we go. Got a little bit of bling there. And I think I will leave that as is rather than add much more to it since he is already popped up. Yes, that dog is so cute. And you're right, this angle should have been a little bit more in, but it's not coming off now. So it's stuck and it's going to be that way. And the silver does look pretty good. I'll leave it at that. And I have to find my gold bling box. Put all my scissors away. I had 4 pair of scissors out. And my blade. That's just crazy. I think he came out pretty cute. So we have 4 or 5 cards. This one. 6 cards. that big one. This one, the birds, and this crazy smiley face card. Let's see. I could put that there. And I will put those like that. Let me know, you guys, which card is your favorite, which one you like the best. Me, I really like the butterflies, but I like that lady, and the rose is neat. They're all kind of cool. Of course, I like the dog because I'm a dog person. This one I thought was pretty fun. I like the bling on there and how crazy it was when we started. Crazy stuff. The lady and the chihuahua and the butterflies, Angela. Yeah, the butterflies are neat because they'll flatten out in the envelope. And then they'll pop out when the recipient opens it. So that's kind of neat. The puppy is adorable. He is cute coming out of that little purse. And with that blue background, you really don't notice that it's crooked unless you're like me and are just crazy and notice all of those things. This reminds me of like an old parlor, probably at my Aunt Betty's house. They had in their guest bathroom, I think I may have said this before. Okay, my parents were old enough to be my grandparents. My Aunt Betty and Uncle Eddie were old enough to be my grandparents, pretty much. So we would go to their house when I was little, and they had in their guest bathroom gold wallpaper, and it had like velvet on it. And I used to always, I felt like I was a millionaire when I would go in there. And whether I needed to or not, I had to go to the bathroom because the wallpaper in their bathroom. So I thought that was kind of neat. But that's kind of what that reminds me of in a way. And this was like back in the 70s. So you know what I'm talking about the gold wallpaper. All right. Well, thank you everyone for joining me on this Monday night. I had a blast and these cards were fun. And oh my gosh, I didn't even make a Christmas card. I didn't even realize it. No Christmas card tonight, just all regular, all occasion. No sentiments on the inside and no Christmas cards. Wow. I don't know if I ever did a Monday night with no Christmas cards. I don't know. And yes, flocked gold wallpaper, Barb. That is it. I know what you mean, Angela, about having, I'm like a perfectionist. In my eyes, it has to be perfect. And I need to let that go and let it not be perfect. Whoever gets this card, unless it's one of you, will never know that it's crooked, probably. All right, yes, flocked gold wallpaper from the 70s. Yep. Oh, you know, I could put, later on I will cut this and put this on the inside of that card. I will stick it there, that little scrap. Next Monday, I will not be here. We're having out of town company come for the week, so I will not have a live next Monday. But then I will be here the Monday after, which is Memorial Day. I'll try not to miss Monday, Memorial Day. I don't think we're doing anything special, so I'll post it in the Facebook group. And I'll try to remember to put it on my channel to remind everybody that I'm not having a Monday Night Live next week. So I hope you guys have a wonderful week. And yes, if you cut something crooked, if you screw something up like I did with this, let it go. Just let it go And it's okay. It's crafting. Cover up your mistakes. As Bob Ross would say, it's a happy accident and not a mistake. So just think about it that way. Cover it up or just go with it. Not worry about it. So thank you all for watching. I do appreciate each and every one of you. Welcome in to all of the new people. If you're brand new here, welcome. If you've been here since the beginning, I'm glad you have stuck around, and I appreciate each and every one of you. If you have not hit the subscribe button yet, please do click on that subscribe button. I'm so close to 3,000. I could taste it. I'll be doing a giveaway, of course, at 3,000. So you'll want to stay tuned for that. And like I said, thanks again for stopping in. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much, Christine, for being an awesome moderator. Thank you, Angela, for being our channel cheerleader. And then everyone else who hangs out and chats and participates. I do appreciate that. And while you're there, just smash that like button. It makes YouTube like me better too. All right, you guys. Thank you again so much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. And until the next video, you know what to do. Go get crafting. Bye-bye.